good evening everyone. I hope everyone is safe, doing good. Well, I am here again in the evening, and today I have a topic which is of major interest to me. Common mistakes made when building a brand. And I have a wonderful expert coming online with me. She's Kimberly Lawson. She's from America. So I am waiting for her to come online. Once she's online, I will take her live. So you have to give me a second to kind of do some technical stuff. Just hang on. Okay. There's so many things going on with this Women Entrepreneurship Summit. We are telling your followers. Okay, great. Yes, now I am completely into this chat. So Kimberly, I connected as I am a part of Women Entrepreneurship Summit, which is a global summit where over 100 women across the world, I think over 25 countries, they are representing. They are talking on different subjects, different topics, sharing their wisdom with everybody in the world. So I'm waiting for a few people to join in, or let me just quickly send a message to her. Just give me a moment. Okay, hi. Good to see you. I was like wondering, am I on a wrong platform? Because I've gone from my husband's phone. It gives us a good view. So I'll just call in Kimberly and see that when she can join in. Hi Archana. ये Kodara Aman, what's your name? Like, jiska ye handle at 0007. What's your name? Because you kind of come on a lot of chats of mine, so I don't know your name. It'll be nice if you could share your name. So I've sent a message to Kimberly to join. So maybe it is taking, because I think it's early morning. It's 8:30 a.m. at her place, and we, our topic is the common mistakes we make while building a brand. And actually, we are living the topic. I made a mistake on her topic when I was doing a post. Like, the topic was right in the content, but whereas the design is concerned, the topic was wrong. It is another person's topic. And when I really identified, I said, oh, okay, I've made a mistake. And then, probably at her end also, she, there was a miscalculation of IST and EST. And she thought that we'll be meeting in her afternoon. Actually, we were meeting in my evening, So we are like living by the topic of the day, which is, what common mistakes brands make. Hi Pooja, hi Gudiya, how are you? So well, I'm waiting for my guest to come. Kimberly is going to join us from the US. Hi Nazareen, how are you Nazareen? We also have to do a live. Oh, thank you Pooja, and it coming from you, it makes a lot of sense. And don't butter me, huh? Tell me honestly. My company people have also joined in. Hi, Kimberly also here. Now I can see her. Yay! We have been waiting for you, Kimberly. Everybody is in fact waiting for you. So I will take you online just now. Okay, just kuch to ho raha hai. This technical stuff, at times gets onto you completely. Hi, Nitin. Ask anyone. Okay, everybody tell me, how am I looking? Great. Nazareen, you and I will connect on Insta after this chat. So Kimberly, I'm going to take you online. Okay. Oh. Kimberly, you have to send me a video request because I am unable to join you. So you will have to send me a video request. Do you know how to send a video request? I'm sure. Hi Gurpreet, ki haal hai? Sorry for the Punjabi. Thanks Nitin. Thank you Impact. Hi Ira. So Kimberly, you'll have to send me, okay. So you know what you do is, you scroll up your screen where these comments are coming. You will get a message that connect, send a video request to the presenter. Or maybe you can log out, and the moment you log in, that's the first request you get. So you just send me a video request because I am unable, normally video request has to be sent. And there was a thing that we can also take you online, but when I go on your Insta, it says that unable to, okay, it says that unable to join. I don't know why it is saying unable to join. Okay, and it is showing, let me just see again. Okay, can I, okay, I can do others, but I can't do you. So there is something, not right there, but yeah, I think we'll figure it out. And that's what, we are living our topic today. Common mistakes brands make. So I like it. I am liking it. So many things have gone wrong today, and I am owning it up. So I think when as brands something go wrong, please own it up. Yes, so Ira, great to see you. You have started 3 shows. 3 shows nahi Ira, in a day 3 shows ho rahe hain. Yes, I've got your request, Kimberly. I'm going to take you online. Yes, I'm going to go live. So she's going to join us in a second, in a bit. Hi.
Hello, good morning from America.
Good evening from India. Yeah, you are like me, jovial and nice and smiling. Yeah. Both of us, are from the same industry. And, I see you as a very people person. It comes out of your aura. So really nice to connect with you. Welcome.
Well, thank you. You are definitely a people person and a connector. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited. Even though I screwed up this time thing, y'all, I'm telling you, like time conversion was not on my test.
Yes, you told me that it's 1 p.m. EST and it turned out to be 8:30 a.m. EST, and everything like changed.
Yes, because when I did an interview the other day with someone from India, I asked the time difference. She said, I'm 6 hours ahead of you. So I was like, okay. And I didn't know exactly where you were. So I was thinking 6 hours ahead too. Oh no, it's morning time, boo. Morning.
So I kind of I Google it. I see, okay, 6 p.m. IST is equal to how much EST?
I found the world clock on my iPhone, and I looked up at your profile, like where it says that you are, but that was an option on the world clock, but another place was, and I looked at it, and I was like, okay, I think this is about the same time zone. And I realized this morning that, yes, I screwed up the time difference, but I'm here.
Yes, when I was going through our chat this morning, and I wanted to kind of do the design and the time and all, and then I said, let me just recheck if it is 1 p.m. or whatever it is. And when I rechecked, and then I realized, and that's when I sent you a message that it's in the morning.
Listen, I'm glad that I had planned to be up early to do another interview, and so I just kind of shifted things a little bit. I was like, see, this is why I woke up extra early, because you cannot convert time. I can't convert time. But I'm here. I'm excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Kimberly, let's start the conversation. And before you start, I would like to once again introduce you. So, Kimberly Lawson, and her middle name is Cheryl. Is it okay?
Sherelle,
Is it right?
yes. Yes.
Cheryl. She's an author, a business coach, a podcast host, and a speaker with a vision. And I'm sure that she's found her purpose, and the vision is to make this world a more positive place. And that's inspiring purpose and vision. Thank you for bringing that to the world. It's really inspiring, Kimberly.
Thank you.
So today we are here, and she also is a people's person. She's also advising companies and individuals on building brands, and that's how we connected. And I saw one of her videos on common mistakes brands make while building up their image. So I
Yeah.
thought that was a very interesting topic, which goes with my profession, and which we can connect. And a lot of people in my life, people who are joining Kimberly right now. So there are very different sectors of people. There are media. There are people who are from the media,
Okay.
and there are people who are my friends. Then there are people from the PR industry, and then there are people from the corporate world. So you have all the stakeholders representation here.
Excellent. Excellent. I appreciate the platform. Hello to PR people. Hello to people in the industry. Hello to media. What's up, friends?
Everybody's enjoying, excited, and I'm super excited. Hi Rima, hi Vinu. Vinu is a very dear friend of mine from she works in a very leading newspaper called Hindustan Times in India. She's also come online, so welcome. Then I have some students of mine also joining in. Then so a lot of people. Great. So people will keep coming and going. So let's start our chat, Kimberly. So should I address you as Kimberly or Kim?
Either. Either.
Okay,
I
common
guess
thing.
so.
My name and your name starts with a K.
Yes, I know. That was a connection too, because I love the K's and my family, everyone's name starts with a C except for me. So I'm all about the K's. I'm all about that K power.
Great, great. So let's start. So tell us something about yourself, how you got into branding, and then we start our chat on common mistakes brands do.
Okay, so I am Kimberly Lawson. I live in Metro Atlanta in the United States. I was born and raised in a very small farming community. It is the thing that makes it known. It is the largest peanut producer in
Wow,
the U.S. Yes, there are peanut farms everywhere, and two of the major corporations that are there also working peanuts. The Peter Pan peanut butter, its factory is there, and then there's Universal Blanchers who do peanuts for candy companies and things like that. So I grew up in this tiny town, and I fit in, but I didn't fit in. And I always knew I wanted something a little bit more than what I was seeing, what that was, what that meant. I did not know. And so I started writing. Writing has always been my love. And from writing, I realized I was the queen of unsolicited advice. I'm the queen. Like, you're building a business, I have some advice for you. There's some things that I know, some things that I can help you with. And so I was always giving out this unsolicited advice and helping people with their businesses. 2 years ago, my cousin, who I was extremely close to, we were the same age, next door neighbors, graduated together, same first job, like everything. We were super intertwined. He took a nap and he did not wake up. And I struggled to understand meaning behind it. Like, there has to be a meaning behind his death because the timing of it was just devastating. And in that, I started reflecting on things that he had taught me about business. And I realized all of this unsolicited advice is valuable advice. And I started my consulting firm, Lawson Learning Academy, and I work with budding entrepreneurs. I work with budding and novice entrepreneurs. So if you have a dream, you're like, okay, I want to do this, I can, help you. One of the videos that I have also on my Instagram page is there hidden money in your hobby? And so what I'm telling people is there's money hidden in something that you're doing. And this also helped me realize the value of the information that I was giving out, because I helped my mother turn her hobby of making wreaths into a business. So in all of this unsolicited advice, there turned out to be value. And that is when I really began to step into my purpose of helping people, because I'm a mentor at heart. I love to help people. And so with Lawson Learning Academy, I'm able to help businesses scale. I'm helping them to figure out how to continually pivot their business, even during this pandemic that we are experiencing now.
Great. So, well, you said you were a queen. You are wearing a crown. You're looking like a queen.
Well, I was trying to give you goddess vibes this morning.
Great. So we have a few women from the Women Entrepreneurship Summit also joining in. So Malva is there. Nazarene is there.
From America, wherever you are, I see you joining in. Good morning. Good morning. If you are in America, if you are in India, good evening. I think in London it may be afternoon, but good morning, good evening, good night. Covering it up.
Great. So my husband is also joined on the chat.
Yeah, and I see some people that I know. Hello, Katrina. She is in Metro Atlanta with me. I am seeing Mr. Jordan Lawson on this morning. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. People, it is early here, but we are smiling and ready for it. Good morning,
smiling and radiating. I call it radiance.
Yes. So, this branding is very important, and you know this. You have to not only establish a business and follow those proper channels, you also have to establish a brand. And it is very easy to make mistakes with establishing your brand. It's easy. And that is why the video that you saw, it said common mistakes, because many people are making them. Large corporations make these mistakes.
Yes. So, we in India, because right now you have a lot of Indian audience, and there are people from actually all over the world. We have people from Europe, Canada, Middle East, and also US. So tell us that, in India, if you actually see, India is a very conservative society per se. And yes, there are big corporates, big companies which have become world brands. Mm-hmm. But still, there are so many good companies here in India. And even the big brands, they all make mistakes.
Yes.
So one is, first you tell us that how can a brand identify that if they have made a mistake, how can a brand identify that?
Okay, so the best way to identify your mistake is your avatar. And the avatar is your target audience. These are your customers. These are your clients. They will let you know immediately. If you are listening to them, they will let you know immediately that you are making a mistake, because you will get that instant feedback of, yes, you hit the target, no, you missed the mark, or you were close, but this is here. So that is why it's very important that as a business, as a brand, that you are in tune with your avatar. You have to be in tune with who your target audience is, because they give you feedback. So if you have those surveys that, you know, a lot of companies like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, places like that, when you buy things, they have on there, I know in America they do, I'm not sure if they do it in India, they have it where you call this number, you go onto this website and complete a survey. And some of the questions that they ask you are about the quality of the food, the customer service, the cleanliness of the restaurant. And there's always this question on there, was there an issue with your order? So this is that immediate feedback. And as a consumer, I know when a company is truly looking at those surveys, because often if I have an issue with my order and I put it on the survey, I typically get an email back saying, hey, we're sorry that we missed the mark, you know, on this particular day. We hope that you will continue to patronize us, and we're going to continually work with our staff to make sure that we are in tune with the quality that you are expecting and the quality that we are guaranteeing we deserve. So small businesses, this is important for you. This is not just something that major corporations need to do. This is something that you need to listen to. You know, people have turned it into a joke asking to speak to a manager, but that's important. You know, every complaint is not necessarily the most valid complaint. However, you want to make sure, though, that you are getting the information, because it is important that your customers, your clients, feel like they are heard. The thing about it is, people don't want to feel like they're being sold something. They want to feel like they're receiving something of value, and making sure they're heard is the best way to do that. Making sure that you give your clients, you give your consumers a voice. And so after I do any of my classes, I have a master class that I do, Branding 101. At the end of the master class, I offer a survey. I contact the students directly and say, hey, what did you think? What did you get out of it? Was there something else that I could have improved? Because I want that feedback. Yes, it's too late for me to, you know, necessarily offer it to that class, but I can improve it moving forward, which is important in any business. You won't start out perfect, but if you continually work to improve, that makes a difference. And so sometimes, though, if there was something they were like, hey, you know, I had a hard time taking notes, could you share the PowerPoint? And I offer that as, you know, as something else that can happen. But listening to the client, listening to the customer is vital. It's vital to any business.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for that, Kimberly. Well, you said something very interesting. I'm taking notes as well so that I don't miss out.
Okay.
Right? That's how I'm looking down. So don't mind about that. So you said that listening to customers is very important. Yes. And making them feel heard is very important. So, what would you, so hospitality, McDonald's is also very big in India. And yes, these are organized sectors and they have some kind of a feedback system in place. But at the same time, there are a lot of companies which are not that big as of now, and they have not set systems of feedback. So what would be your advice to set a feedback system?
So a simple feedback system would be to set up some type of digital form that allows people to do the survey. So let's say it's a restaurant, it's not huge, and it would cost them too much money to start printing, to redo their receipts, to print this information to do it. What you can do is put signs up in your store saying, how did we do? And have the website on there. So you can create a Google form. If you have Google Suites, you can create a Google form which acts as a survey. You put that link up, you can go online and make a QR code for that particular link, and you can print that out and post that up in the store. So customers see it, They can scan it with their phone. They can take a picture of it, go home online and type it in. I've seen that in restaurants where they have like a customer service number. And so that is posted up in the restaurant on the wall. And people do actually call and fill out those surveys because you have people who want you to do better. There are things that they want to see that they're not seeing, and so they will do those surveys. So that is quick and easy process. Set up a Google form. You got Google form, Typeform, Jot form. There are many different online digital forms that you can create, and the amount of money is minimum for it. And make that website available to your consumers so that they are able to give you feedback. You can also make it optional to give an email address. And if they give an email address, that lets you know that they are open to talking to you about the things they said. Maybe they want to give you more information, or this also is valuable information. Adding this on, sorry. If they give you their email address, this now, because they're open to feedback, this now can be your test audience. So if you're going to offer a new product or a new service, you can then roll it out to them and say, hey, would you be interested in this? Are you interested in being part of maybe a test group? Are you interested in being part of a focus group? You have it right there. This is definitely a known customer or consumer that you have, and they are open to communicating with you as the company or corporation. So that in itself, that's valuable. That's very valuable information.
Yes, very, very, very nice and very nicely explained, Kimberly. Okay, let's talk about the present times.
Okay.
In the present times, the entire world is suffering from one problem, that is Corona.
Yes.
Yes. And, this is my own personal belief that the brands and companies which showcase their human element or human touch or humane behavior are the brands which are going to live longer. Okay, that's one. Mm-hmm. Second is that during this time of Corona, when there is a lot of confusion, there are a lot of lives being taken, and not at the fault of anybody, right? And it's a virus, right? And in this time, there are COVID warriors across the world, right? We have doctors, we have nurses, we have media people who are bringing us realities of various countries on COVID. So, why I'm, giving this background, like in India right now, what is happening is, I don't know about US, but yes, definitely there as well. A lot of private sector hospitals are being questioned of being charging and overcharging, and obviously there are a lot of people dying, and there is a compassion all across the world. So, but still, there are a lot of hate mails and critical feedback coming from customers, or let's not say customers, but patients, when somebody dies. And whereas as a hospital or a doctor is there to save a life, but because it's such a pandemic, it's such a problem that he or she's or a setup is not able to save a life, and there's a lot of negativity. So how a hospital or a healthcare consultant or a healthcare expert respond to such negative feedback, and what kind of mistakes they can avoid?
Okay. Well, you are right that coronavirus or COVID-19 is definitely, it has the world at its knees right now. And even here in America, we have, other issues, but this one is still very much at the forefront. So, and it is something that I have personal experience with it, as my grandfather passed almost a month ago from the virus. And I can tell you that even in the health field, people, because you're talking about something that is extremely sensitive, you're talking
Yes.
about people who are losing loved ones. We are talking about people who are sick for a very extended period of time. So my recommendation to public relations, because hospitals and clinics and things, they have a PR portion, is to reassure the community that you are doing your very best. You know, that in itself makes people feel a little bit better, because it's like, okay, you care. Okay, you care. I mean, it's that simple. So it would definitely be to and be transparent. You know, be very transparent. That was something that it was very difficult in the beginning of coronavirus spreading. It was very difficult because doctors and nurses had to say they didn't have it all figured out. They didn't have it all figured out. The science was not right there with the virus. So transparency is important, because what this does, it creates trust. So yes, people are still dying. Yes, people are still sick, but trust us. Trust us. We are doing our very best. We care as much as you care. We are working diligently to do this. And so, in part of that as well, talk about the extra precautions that you're now taking, about the extra measures, and give people advice. If you feel like, if you're experiencing these things, you know, if you're experiencing fever, prolonged cough, lost sense of taste, you know, go here. Give them some place to go to be checked. You know, tell them where the testing centers are. This creates trust with the community, because hospitals, healthcare officials, right now, you need the community to trust you. That is how you gain their trust. You are transparent. You reassure them that you're doing everything medically possible that you can do, and then you offer them advice for what they can do if they're experiencing this. Go here to be tested, you know, or if you are extremely sick, you know, come to the hospital. But you need the community to trust you. You need the community to feel like that you do care that they are losing loved ones. Because when you're experiencing that personally, you aren't thinking about the doctors and nurses who are sick as well, and that is happening. But you need them to know, like, we're in this together. We're in this together, and that will make a big difference.
Yes, I completely agree to you about the transparent communication is a very important aspect of communicating to your stakeholders about what you are, who you are, and which creates trust as well, as you said.
Yes.
And I would like to add a bit to what you've said, is that, in these crisis, pandemic times, it is, I think, very important to look inward. So, the brands should kind of communicate within the organization also is very, very important. What do you say about that?
About brands communicating within their organization about coronavirus? Yeah, okay. So when in that, it's important to, not just with coronavirus, it's important to talk to your employees. It's important that you communicate the importance of them, not the importance of them as being your worker, but the importance of them as being a human. That in itself is really, really important. if anyone is watching, has been paying attention to the news in America right now, outside of coronavirus, there have been multiple protests about police brutality, particularly in the Black community. What we have been seeing since then is corporations and companies speaking out and saying, listen, we care about your community. We care about this. There are companies who are having meetings where they're doing cultural awareness and sensitivity, because this then goes back to the person being human. So whether we're talking about coronavirus, we're talking about cultural sensitivity and political awareness of things that's going on, it's always important that you first address your employees and your customers as being humans and allow that space for the human interaction. Allow that, acknowledge what's going on, acknowledge it, and state your clear stance. This is a time when it's very important to be clear on where you stand with things. And so Walmart is a very big brand, and I know that Walmart is taking extra precautions right now during the pandemic, and they're sending out newsletters. Weekly, I'm receiving newsletters from corporations telling us, the consumers, about what they're discussing with their employees, about precautions they should take, about things that they want them to be aware of. They're saying, hey, our employees are human. Yes, we need them working because that keeps this company going, but we cannot discredit or not acknowledge their human factor, that this is going on. And I've seen many corporations who have stated to employees that if you do not feel safe, state that, and it's okay to stay home. That's addressing them as humans as well. And I can tell you that I'm paying attention to that. I'm paying attention to corporations, businesses, about how they are treating their employees, the precautions that they are taking, the communication that they are having, because that is where I want to spend my dollars. That is where I want to spend my dollars, with someone who is able to acknowledge the human factor of their employees. You will get my dollars.
Yes, actually, that's exactly what I was saying, So, coming back to our topic of today, common mistakes what brands make while building their image. So tell us your experiences, few common mistakes, because there are different, I'll tell you, I'm a PR specialist and I specialize in healthcare as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And, we work in different sectors. So if you look at, there's healthcare, there's hospitality, travel, new energy, then we have industry bodies, we have IT, startup. So let's pick up maybe one industry, and if you could just give us, or generic as well, the common mistakes brands make.
Okay, so one common mistake that I know covers multiple industries. It doesn't necessarily cover the healthcare industry, but a common mistake is overextending the brand. So an example of an overextension of a brand, there's a major burger franchise in the US. I know it's in other countries, but a major burger franchise. They call themselves the King. They rolled out a taco in America. I'm not sure in other countries. They rolled out a taco. The feedback on the taco was not great. That was an overextension of the brand. If you are saying that you dominate the burger world, why are you offering us a taco? Are you equipped to make a taco? And so the feedback on it was horrendous. It was horrendous feedback. And it was like, I couldn't understand for the life of me why they were offering a taco if you are burgers. And so, and I talked about this in my video that's on my IG and on my YouTube page about common mistakes of branding. There's a reason why Chick-fil-A does not sell pizza. Their brand is chicken. So if your brand is burgers, make the best burgers there are. Offer 20 different burgers if you can master it, but do not be an overextension of your brand. I talked to an author on my podcast, and she's written multiple books. She has really dominated in her genre. And she was getting feedback from people saying that she needed to sell T-shirts. She needed to sell, multiple products that were not books. And we talked about that, and I was like, that would be an overextension of your brand. That would be an overextension of your brand. And this commonly happens because people will see that the industry is saturated with something and people are making money off of it. In America right now, everyone makes T-shirts. Everyone does T-shirt designs. You order the T-shirts, you get the custom T-shirts. They want for the birthdays, graduations. They want for everything. The market is very saturated with that. But you have people in that industry that are doing very well with it. And so someone else will see it and say, oh, they're making all this money off of T-shirts. I should make T-shirts too. Does it make sense for your brand? If it doesn't make sense for your brand, then you are overextending your brand and you are affecting your avatar. Because if you allow for that feedback, you will see that it doesn't make sense. And part of that happens when you overextend your brand, another era of that, another side of that is affected as well. There's a bakery that I frequent that quit really advertising cupcakes and started advertising more of masks and hand sanitizer and things like that because of the pandemic. Yes, people need that, but that's not your brand. So now I'm looking at you and I'm saying, okay, so did you really want to make cupcakes? Were you really focused in the bakery era, or were you just doing it because you were trying to make money? Because it's important to be able to pivot your business. That's important. And I've done a video about pivoting your business as well. It's important to be able to pivot. But what you don't want to do is look like someone who's not focused in their brand area. Because if you're not focused in your brand area, you will lose clients. So yes, for a month, you will sell hundreds of masks. Everyone will be coming there because right now people need masks because of COVID-19, and there's a shortage. They're going to come. But when that dies down, do you get your cupcake customers back? Or have they now left you and went to someone who remained focused on their brand? That's something you have to consider when you look at overextending your brand. Are you going to be able to keep your avatar? Is your target audience going to leave you, or are they going to stay? Overextending your brand is a major mistake, and it's very common. I see it all the time. And it's unfortunate because if you structure your brand and you continually work to strengthen it, you are able to pivot in a way that not only keeps your clients that you have, but you're able to gain new ones as well. But if you overextend your brand, you will lose your target audience. Your avatars will leave you.
Very powerful distinction, Kimberly, I must say. And I completely believe so. Taking few points of what you said. So you are also trying to say that stick to your specialization.
Yes, absolutely. Stick to your specialty. If you are saying that you are a hat maker and you are the best hat maker in the world, stick to making hats. Stick to making hats. Something that may make sense to go with your hats, being able to pivot and scale your business. Maybe you then start making ascots that go with the hats or bow ties. That makes sense. But it would not make sense if you are a hat maker that now you're selling cupcakes. Those two don't go together. So you want to stick with your specialty, And it's like I said, it's okay to be able to pivot and scale, but stick with a specialty that makes sense for what your brand is about.
So, I have an added thought to this, and I would like your views on that. So, companies have their purpose. Like your purpose is to, spread happiness or create a positive world. That's your purpose. That's your vision. And do you think that companies should choose their products or services which they are wanting to expand? I think it should be aligned to the purpose of the company. What do you say on that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I've talked about the importance of a mission statement because that gives you focus. So your mission statement and your products should align. If this is what you are focused on doing, my mission, um my purpose, I feel, is helping people. And in helping people, I want to make a positive impact. I'm making a positive impact because I'm helping people turn their dreams into a reality, which leaves a legacy for their family. That is what positivity. The books that I am a part of, different anthologies and things like that, they're all about helping people to help their family to leave that legacy. So the mission should definitely align with the products and services. If this is your mission, if you're saying that this is your purpose, then everything should be in alignment. It should all make sense.
Yes, great. Thanks for reiterating that. So, Kimberly, let's say hi to a few people who have joined in. There's Aditya, is one of my students. I used to teach him. Then Hitakshi as well.
Well, hello
Then
there, students.
they're PR mass communication students. PR.
All right. Hello, PR people. I love PR.
Me too. Like complete. Then we have Libra. I think somebody knows you. Libra scales. I don't know who is it.
That is my co-worker here in Metro Atlanta. That is Katrina.
Oh,
Hello,
hi, Libra.
Katrina.
Okay, great. Welcome to this chat. And then we have the Bliss Handicrafts. So they must be. Then we have Keith. Must be knowing you.
Yes, hello, Sharika Keith. She is in Metro Atlanta as well. Hello.
Hello. So Kimberly, we have 15, like around about, I think, 13 minutes left.
Okay.
So let's maybe cover up two, three, maybe one more point and then just sum up.
Okay.
Because in a 1 hour chat, we can't really cover up everything and we can't give away everything.
That is
So if
true.
somebody wants to know the mistakes somebody wants to know the mistakes they're making, get in touch with Kimberly.
Yes. You can schedule a consultation. Talk to kimberly.ask.me. Yes.
Yes, and if you're in India, you can always connect with me. We both are from the similar, profession. So that's nice. So tell us, let's cover up maybe another 1 or 2 points as common mistakes.
Okay, so another common mistake when building a brand is cheap branding. Cheap branding. So I'm all about a bargain. I really am. There are certain areas where I am just like splurge, just take my money, just throwing it at you. And there are other areas where I'm like, okay, let's figure out the best way to do it. So a common mistake with cheap branding is your logo. So I have seen people who have decided they're going to allow their child to draw their logo. They're going to scan a copy of a picture and sort of use that as digital. This is a mistake because if your logo does not look like quality, it makes the customer, the potential customer, question the quality of the services that he or she is going to receive from you. You know this, and having a logo, you need multiple forms of that logo because you use it for different things. There are just certain things that a logo has to have in order to be effective, but that's one that many people skimp on. They will skimp on getting a quality logo design. And so if you don't have your logo in the various forms, JPEG, PNG, PDF, if you don't have it in those various forms that you need, then depending on what type of marketing that you're going to do, it is going to it's going to affect it. And I see the comment right now says, I don't see a quality logo on the screen, I'll bypass the company. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do that because that's letting me know right there that that you're doing things cheaply. You can do things on a budget and receive quality. There's a difference between on a budget and cheap. So that is a very common mistake. People will also skip with establishing themselves as a real business. This is a mistake because when you cut that corner of trying to do things cheaply, you're cutting yourself out of a particular market. So Cash App is very big right now. And I have no quarrels with Cash App, but Cash App is not your business account. Cash App is not your business account. And I'm saying this because there are certain things that you need to be able to do with Cash App that you're not able to do. So if you want to sell your products and services to state and federal government organizations, they need to be able to make their check out to the company that the company is registered to. How are you cashing your check with Cash App? How are you cashing your business check with Cash App? So those are some areas where I see people take a cheap route, and maybe short term it is working. But anytime that I'm talking about business, I'm thinking about business, I think about scalability. I think about scalability and longevity. Are you able to grow with that? Are you able to glow with it? Are you going to be around for a very long time? Your company will not be around for a very long time with an extremely cheap logo, without having the business account that you need. You're doing things cheaply, and it affects. Another example of cheap brand I see is people then change the quality. So there is a caterer. He operates as a caterer. He also has a food truck. And when I initially bought food from him, because he was licensed, he had his safe serve and all of those necessary food handling certifications that you need here in America to do. And it was really, really good. I ordered chicken wings, smoked wings, and the wings were dynamite. I went back a month later and ordered smoked wings, and he had changed the product. He went from the full size wings to the little chicken pieces, the little drumettes, and the price was the same, but it's about, I'm receiving less than half of the amount that I previously received a month ago. That was the last time that I ordered those, because he decided in order to save money, he went with a cheaper product. And by going with that cheaper product, he lost, I know for me, a regular customer, because I very much enjoyed his food, but I could not understand why I was expected to pay the same price for half the food. It didn't make sense. You'll see that with clothing lines. They will switch manufacturers to save money, and the quality is not there. So you don't want to be a cheap brand. That is a mistake as a business, as a corporation. Don't be a cheap brand. You can be a brand on a budget and offer quality, but you don't want to be cheap.
Wow, what a way to explain, and wonderful examples you used. I loved it. I
Well,
loved
thank
it.
you. I try to make it plain so that people understand that that is part of it. If I speak in rhetoric that is not understood by the everyday consumer, I'm going to lose you. You know, you won't come to me if you have this business that you want to start, because you're like, I can't go over there. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't understand. So I try to make everything plain. So I'm glad that I am doing that.
Yes, even McDonald's, if you actually see, earlier when they started, their buns were like huge. Now they're like shrinked brown buns.
Listen, I fuss about this all the time. I'm trying to understand why now products are getting smaller, and they do clever packaging to make you feel like that you're getting the same, but the weight is totally different. So the burgers are getting smaller. You know, and it bugs me to no end that you want me to pay you for a sweet and sour sauce. You want to give me one, I have 6 nuggets and you want to give me one, and if I want 2, you want me to pay for it. And it's not that serious, but that is something that deters you as a consumer. When I can go over to Chick-fil-A and I can order 1 chicken nugget from Chick-fil-A and they're going to give me 20 Polynesian sauces if I ask for it, because they are not a cheap brand, and it shows, and the quality is there. It's the same with Starbucks. In all these years, their cup sizes have remained the same, you know. And I think in most instances, if you offer people a 5-cent increase in price or a deduction in product, I'll give you the 5-cent increase in price, because this is the size that I want. I'm used to my grande coffee. I want a grande. I don't want a mini grande. I want a grande. If I want a tall, I don't want a small tall. I want it to remain what it is. That's annoying though, as a consumer. It really is. That's a great point about McDonald's. That is extremely annoying, like the portion size, because now with the Happy Meal, the little teeny tiny box of fries they give you, it has like 4 fries in there. I was like, how did you invent something smaller than a small? What is that, a teeny?
You know, I'll share an example with you. Like many years back when I was not in PR and all of that, but you know, there was this restaurant. Every colony, every place has this small home restaurant kind of a place. And I love Chinese food. And we went there. One of my friends and I went, and we used to love chicken wings.
Okay.
And you know, we ordered, and they made like amazing food. And maybe that day the chef was not there. Something was wrong. Every restaurant was a bad day. So what happened on that day? We went there and we ordered that dish. You know, it used to, when we all used to order earlier, it used to be like this quantity, big one. And, you know, this time we ordered and it was like this much. Oh. And we were very small and all of that. I said, my God, don't cheat me. And I called it, I said, this is called chicken dhoka. You know, dhoka it means it's cheating. It is chicken cheating.
Yeah. Don't cheat my chicken.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. So that was a wonderful chat, Kimberly. And I definitely agree with you that you are a queen. And that's how you respond, you know, with everything. So there are 3 minutes left to this chat. So we'll just kind of cover up on few things. You said that don't overextend your brand and don't do cheap branding. And there were a lot of examples. People who have not heard it, it'll be on my IGTV. Come on my IGTV and listen to this. You must listen to this lovely lady and the kind of input she's given. And for healthcare brands, you've got to be reassuring that you care and have a transparent communication, because that transparent communication and reassurance is going to build trust. And that's the only thing anybody and everybody is looking from a brand, that don't break my trust.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
I am giving you my hard-earned money.
Giving you my hard-earned money, but you also have, in the healthcare industry, you also have my loved one. You know, to you, this is patient so-and-so and so, But to me, this is my granddad, this is my mom, this is my sister. You know, I need to be able to trust you. It's just like leaving your child with a babysitter. You would not leave your child with a babysitter you do not trust. And so when you're talking about healthcare, you need the community to trust you with their loved one, to trust your decision making. Because you have to make multiple decisions when you're talking about someone being sick, medication, treatment plans, you know, who's going to oversee them, do things need to be escalated. We're talking surgery, we're not talking surgery, ventilator, no ventilator. I need to be able to trust that when you, as a doctor, give me your expert advice, that's what this is. This is expert advice.
Yes, there are 20 seconds left. And thank you, Kimberly, to accept my invitation and kind of reschedule at 8:30 a.m. at your time. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yes, bye-bye.
Bye.